Today on the Back Row Fantasy Show, we talk Week 4 sits and starts, news around the league, and some more, starting now on the Back Row Fantasy Show.
Welcome to the Back Row Fantasy Show with your hosts Jeremy Barker and Aaron Arms.
Hey, welcome to another episode of the Back Row Fantasy Show. The intro is wrong. There is no arms on this show.
Finally.
It's me, Bark, as usual, and I got Neil to my left.
Hello.
5 minutes of fame, Neil. He wanted to make sure we got on camera tonight. And Mr. Hux to my right.
Hey, what's up?
Fire again. Hey, what's up, says Hux. So thanks for joining us yet again. Week 4 is upon us. Plenty to talk about, but it will be a shorter than normal show. Why is that, Hux?
Somebody's not here tonight. Arms? Arms.
Or somebody should have played also.
And he talks a lot, right?
Yeah.
Arms.
I don't even know.
It's not about who showed up late, because, we could stretch this out. That's what she said. You got nowhere to go. Hux probably has nowhere to go, and I don't have to work tomorrow. So we could make it long, but we don't need to. We're going to get straight into some sits and starts, talk about Week 4 in a few minutes, of course. Biggest news of the past couple days is Melvin Gordon is back.
Yeah, has a chance to play this week, they said.
Yeah, has a chance to play, and I imagine he probably will. It's Miami, so why wouldn't he?
Well, yeah, and Justin Jackson's not playing, so.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, why would they actually bring him in, though? That's the thing. It's like, just give Eckler his last two raw, then just let it fade.
I mean, I could see just goal line carries.
Yeah, honest to God, I could see 10 touches. Justin Jackson's out. They're not going to hand the ball to Austin Eckler 25 times, and they're going to be salting away at a lead, as Arms would say. So Melvin Gordon's going to get some touches. If he's active, he's going to get some touches. I wouldn't even be afraid to fire him up. How much is he in DFS, Hux? Do you know?
Honestly, I don't even know. 2 seconds, I'll find out.
I'm guessing he's cheap enough to throw out there, honestly.
I think he might just start just because of need in general for the team.
He's not cheap.
Really?
Is he over $5,000?
7,700.
That's crazy.
Nope.
Yeah, forget that, boys.
I will go ahead and pass on Melvin Gordon this week. Then
Eckler's 8,000. Gordon 77.
Well, Eckler's more believable, but still 8K is kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's a lot. Okay, hands off of Melvin Gordon in DraftKings and FanDuel, but redraft if you got him and you don't have a better option. Dynasty if you got him and you don't have a better option. 10 carries of Melvin Gordon is probably better than 15 carries of Ronald Jones. Even though Ronald Jones
maybe 30. Who knows, right?
Yeah, even though Ronald Jones looked pretty decent last week, still, give me the Melvin Gordon shares over the other. So that's big news. To me, that kind of kills Austin Eckler's shares a little. I know it excites me because the guy that just beat me in our league of record, Austin Eckler owner. And if you don't have Austin Eckler as the number one back there, I'm feeling better.
And I'm playing that owner today. Well, this weekend.
Burns?
Yeah, roll Burnsy.
Love it. Then, other news. Not much. Injuries. Aaron Jones got injured last night in the Green Bay game that Green Bay could not quite come back to pull off.
Gave it away.
Jordan Howard.
3 touchdowns.
Crazy.
Oh, he's trash. He's trash.
One of them was in the air.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be the Miles Sanders show. What happened, right?
Miles Sanders played well as well.
He didn't do bad.
He played pretty solid. Had a higher yards per carry average.
Oh, yeah.
Just not as many touches. So, I mean, it's timeshare. That's why if you can grab a back, like Nick Chubb's not tearing up the world this year, but he, like you said on the last episode, he gets most of the work. So those are the kind of guys you want.
Yeah.
As opposed to a timeshare. I'm afraid to start Miles Sanders. I'm afraid to start Jordan Howard, even after last night, because you don't know who's going to – one of them's going to run for 30, 40 yards on most nights, and we don't know which one it is. So still hands off in fantasy on those guys for me. Nelson Aguilar, you can toss him, I think, at this point. He didn't do anything.
Gilstone hands.
Yeah. He had one target, no receptions. Then you've got
I mean, Packers got a pretty solid secondary. So going into that
they
game,
did.
well, I mean, going into that game, people weren't really expecting Philly passing game to look very good.
I was hoping Matt
And it
Collins
really
would do more than he did.
No, and as I say, it didn't. So,
Yeah. Definitely didn't.
I mean, I think Wentz threw 3 touchdowns, I believe, but he.
174
Yeah,
yards.
it wasn't. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't nothing spectacular.
No, definitely nothing crazy. So, but Packers suffer their first defeat. Think Aaron Rodgers is frustrated yet at the run-heavy game plan? Like, is he the kind of guy that feels like he should be throwing the ball a lot?
He did.
Well,
Yeah, the week I get rid of him, he does a little better.
a little better,
A little better.
but they lost.
Exactly.
So,
I like seeing the screenshots of the dude that's wide open, but who knows if that's actually the case.
that's like the Baker picture from
Yeah,
week
wide
3.
open.
Wide open in the middle of the field, and he's like, "What's okay?" So what? I've talked to a lot of people I work with about Baker, and it's 50-50. Half of them say, "Yep, he was overrated,"
No,
and
not
half
at all.
of I don't think so either. And then the other half are like, "Slow start." We're 3 games in. 3 games in, they got 1 win. You
The
can't throw
offensive
'em
line.
away.
The offensive line is garbage.
Yeah, it's not good. They're going to need to make some kind of a trade.
Between him and always trying to go deep too. I mean, he's got to
Yeah,
play some
I mean,
underneath
yeah.
stuff.
Personally, if it's me, I'm looking for an offensive lineman that I can deal Antonio Callaway for. I'm looking for an offensive lineman I could maybe sling Kareem Hunt for when he comes back.
Or get an offensive coordinator that's not the head coach too.
that could
Somebody's not doing double duty.
that could be beneficial.
Yeah,
That could
because
definitely be
Kitchens isn't
beneficial.
doing it right. Obviously, so far.
So we got a special request. Okay, so we're going to have a little segment here and there. There's a guy in our league of record. We're just going to call him the Carp. The guy in our league of record named the Carp. I got a special request tonight to do a little segment of the dumb shit that the Carp says. What does the Carp say? J-A-J-J-J-A-J. J-J-J-J-A-J.
I mean, that's one of the only guys he has, so he has to root for him, right?
Right. So the Carp this week says Ajayi over Dalvin, which is good.
Is that actually true? Did he say that?
I asked,
Did you fact check it?
I asked our league for true statements. This is one of them that I got. Also, what does the Carp say? The Carp says, why couldn't he take Mosley out after his game was over? Why couldn't he take him out of his lineup once the game was over?
It's like me, why couldn't I take Ridley out last week after he had 1 target, 1 yard?
Yeah.
He also, what does the Carp say? Number 3. Here, this is from our league mates. He said something about Shepard not being able to do anything unless he had a number 1 opposite him.
Yeah.
After he blew up with Benny Fowler as the only other wide receiver. What does the Carp say?
Wow.
J-J-J-J-J-J. All right. What does the Carp say? Part 4. Golden Tate is the number 1 wide receiver. Shepard is just a weak number 2. That's not the worst thing I've seen. I still think Golden Tate's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, he should be the number 1, but I'm a fan of Sterling Shepard, so I mean, I think the dude's fully capable of being the number 1.
Maybe it's not clear cut anyway. It's a hard statement. I mean, hard line in the
I
sand.
mean, the number 1 on that offense is Ingram in the passing game, so.
True.
But yeah, I like Shepard.
No, I do too. I always have. I've always been a Shepard fan, so we'll see. Can he keep it up? I think so. I mean, we got 1 more game of Golden Tate being out, and then he's back in. And I think Daniel Jones can support them both. I see no reason that shouldn't be the case. So,
Especially with Saquon out.
yeah, Saquon out. So
Ingram. The people picking up Wayne Gallman for like second rounders and all that's crazy. You know what I mean? It's like it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
No.
Gallman's trash.
I think I like the "What Does the Carp Say" segment. Now we just need the Carp to
It
keep
can't
saying.
be weekly.
We just need him to keep saying dumb shit.
Yeah.
So
we had to prod him.
yeah. So now he's going to be like, "I'm not saying anything ever again."
It might be smart, right?
But you have to, Carp, because it's "What Does the Carp Say?" It's a great segment. It's a wonderful segment. Arms would already be like, Can we talk about football?
Yeah.
Football. Can we please?
This time, 10 years ago, goes into 30-minute tirade.
For the love of God. For the love of God, can we talk football? Please. So, let's dive right in. We're not going to do a super long show. We're going to get straight to the chase. Fantasy's been crazy. Devontae Adams goes 3 so-so games, blows up for what, 10 for 180 last night. So there's 28 points for your fantasy team. First guy I want to talk about some guys that people have already gave up on. Stephon Diggs.
I was happy to get him yesterday, a couple days ago.
Who'd you get him from?
It's where I traded Allen and Rodgers and McLaurin.
Okay, my bad. But yeah, I dealt him in one league, and then I acquired him in another. Strange strategy. But I ended up giving Tyler Boyd and some junk running back for Stephon Diggs and Matt Breida.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. It's like people are like, he has a pretty good history, and all of a sudden it's like he's had a couple shaky games. It's like, we're done.
He's got a good history, but this is a different Vikings
Oh,
team.
yeah. The offense is completely different.
It's completely different. And Kirk Cousins, frankly, doesn't look so great, which I have thought over the years that he's poor man's Brett Favre. He likes to sling the rock. He takes chances. He gets lucky sometimes. He also throws, picks.
I was a big Cousins fan. I was always behind him, and here lately he's making me look bad, like really bad.
Yeah, I'm just not believing it. Dalvin Cook's been so good that I cannot buy into the passing game. But
I mean, if you can come across Diggs cheap, then go for it. But
absolutely, because they're going to be behind in games, and Diggs is still a really good wide receiver. This week, I absolutely love Diggs. I think this
against
is
the Bears?
Against the Bears.
Yeah.
Is Dalvin going to tear that Bears defense up? I'm asking.
no, probably not.
Would you consider him one of your studs, like as far as your threes?
Who, Diggs?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a 3.
So would you start him? So would you start him just on that fact that you consider him your wide receiver 3 on your team?
Depends on my team makeup for sure, but right now I think that the Vikings are going to be playing from behind. That, or the Bears are going to shut down Dalvin Cook. He's not going to have like some major game, so there's got to be some more throwing. And Diggs, here's something I found, like looking back over an absolute ton of stats over the past couple days. A rule of 3 is what I'm starting to come up with. A rule of 3. Probably will write an article about it, but very good football players rarely have a 4th bad game in a row. There's some instances where there's 3, but it's really rare for a guy like Stephon Diggs to have 4 so-so games in a row. So I'm going to take that chance and that bet that he actually does something this week. And I think the matchup's right. Like, I know the Bears have a good defense all the way around, but I think
they have a good front anyway.
Really good front.
Right.
And I know Dalvin Cook is sweet. I know he's been great, but
I can see that as far as Dalvin being shut out and making Kirk win it too. So I can see it, but I still don't have much faith in him.
I just don't see Diggs putting up a. I mean, he could break one and he have a good stat line. So
I'd be happy with 15 points or something.
But
I think he scores twice.
yeah, it's not happening.
Don't what?
It's not happening.
Write it in chalk, boys. Write it down.
Confidence.
Not gonna happen.
I mean, the over/under on that game's 38. It's in Chicago. It's not happening. It's going to be like a 17-13 game.
Somebody is going to score
So why not him?
from
Right?
Minnesota. He's hungry. 3 bad games, not bad. He had a touchdown in one of them, but 3 so-so games for Diggs. He wants to score.
Well, yeah, he wants to, but
He will this
it's
time.
not going to happen. This
He
week.
will. He's gonna.
I'm feeling wants to score too, but it's not
We
happening.
need a friendly wager because I'm taking the biggest chance. 2 scores for
Well, yeah.
Diggs.
What do you want
So
to
we
wager?
need a wager.
What do you want to lose? Right?
One of us need to shave our beards.
Oh, hell no.
Not much confidence, huh? Hey, I'll shave my
Anyway.
beard. How about that?
I mean, he could have 2
Have
catches.
you ever had facial hair, Neil?
It's very sparse. It's not very much
I
there.
don't think I've ever seen
I mean,
it.
he could have 2 catches for 10 yards and 2 touchdowns. I'd lose that bet. It's not happening.
Oh, come on. He's not Taylor Gabriel.
He's out this week.
He is.
Of course he is. He played his ass off last week.
Yeah. At the expense of Neil.
Yeah.
How does that happen? Everybody that plays you fires up Taylor Gabriel in the same week.
I watched him twice now. Do this stuff like that.
3 touchdowns.
3 touchdowns. Taylor Gabriel. Not to mention that's from Mitch Trubisky. So Mitch Trubisky threw 3 touchdowns.
Like, he ain't gonna score
to
16
Taylor
points.
Gabriel.
You're right. He did score 16. He scored much more.
Yeah, a whole lot more.
Anyways, let's dig in a little bit. Do you have anything else to talk about from last week before we start digging into starts and sits for week 4? I said it was going to be a short one. We don't have arms. I don't have anybody to pick on.
Let's roll right into it.
Like I got nobody to pick on. You know how awkward this is for me to not have, like, if I
You picked on Carp for about 5 minutes.
There you go.
right, and if I start to forget some of the information that I've looked up over the week and some of the things that I've sold myself on, if I start to stutter or think, I can always look at arms and say something to get him fired up or to get him started. I definitely can't do that to you.
No.
Too cool, calm, and collected.
Yeah, we'll just be sitting here.
He balls it up, takes it out of home.
Yeah, Neil, I can't get fired up unless we switch the show from football to music.
Yeah.
So if I start talking about Fall Out Boy or something, I'd
Getting it out.
get him fired up. But let's.
I know that non-football related here. Are you the one that posted the other day about Green Day having a new album and sounded different?
Yeah,
Like, explain.
not a new album. Their album's coming out in a handful of months. They got a new song, and it sounded completely like
softer?
Billy Joe Armstrong. No, Billy Joe Armstrong like raised the octave on his voice a couple notches, and is like singing a higher pitch. We'll check it out in between this show and the Back Row Talk Show. Oh, by the way, Back Row Talk Show. If you want to hear me, Neil, Arms, Hux, other people that I interview, it's a funner show. Not funner like, is funner a word? Funner? The show is more fun based than it is fantasy football based. Not fantasy football is
And
not
explicit,
fun.
right? And explicit.
Yeah, it's explicit. We talk about some filthy stuff, but that show is always a decent time. If you didn't get enough of us on the Back Row Fantasy Show, you can fire up the talk show. We're going to do one of those right after this because why not? But all right, but yeah, Green Day sounds different. Sturgill Simpson put out an album today.
I'm excited to hear it now.
Oh man, it sounds different. Super different. Not normally a country fan, but I love me some Sturgill Simpson.
The thing is, like,
I like Sturgill Simpson.
Yeah, Sturgill's great. Tyler's great, but like, I love that. I love that they're like more like actual country, and
Yeah.
they're really, really talented.
Yeah. Well, Sturgill decided he was going to do a different kind of. Wait till you hear it.
I'm excited.
The opening track will be like, you're like, what the hell is going? Like, it's good. You're jamming, but you're like, what the hell is going on? But I enjoy it, except for the fact that it's kind of like a good punk album, and so far every song sounds about the same to me.
I got you.
I haven't been able to distinguish. New Blink-182 album is great.
Yeah,
I don't know if
I'm a big Skiba fan, so
Me too. Matt Skiba is the man. Okay, sorry we got off topic
Yeah.
with some music, but
we gotta fill it in somewhere because of Arms. Not talking for 30 minutes per question anyway.
we could pretend to be Arms.
Yeah.
I've done that before.
Oh, like Nickelback and Natty Light.
Metallica, Natty.
Look at this photograph.
I don't know.
Every time I do, it makes me laugh. That's all I know.
Well, she's drunk again. It's time to fight. That's what it was. Yeah, she's drunk again.
Start a fight. Something's wrong tonight. I don't know. The
I think
rest
we're
of it.
losing viewers.
That's okay. It happens.
Hey, we're having fun.
It happens. We used to sing a heck of a lot more in the early going. We got away from it because Arms has slowly wore me down with his professionalism. Slowly but surely, just worn me down to a nub. All right. So I want to talk first about a new starter, Wayne Gallman. Saquon's out for the foreseeable future. Out of all the leagues that I watched, because I'm in so many, it's hard to watch them all, Wayne Gallman was the guy I seen the most most free agent dollars, free agent bucks. I saw people going crazy for Wayne Gallman.
Yeah, I seen lots of money being thrown around. Like I said, early second round picks getting thrown at him. I'm a Clemson fan, and that it's not going to happen at all. People are overpaying for him. I don't see his production being that high at all.
With Daniel Jones, maybe it can be decent, but I mean, I think more people are reaching for a starting running back than they are, or they're Saquon owners. But I saw non-Saquon owners picking him up like crazy, and I think people were just reaching for a running back because nobody's really blowing it out of the water right now outside of Dalvin and McCaffrey.
At least, McGinnis was smart enough to have Goldman and move him for that second rounder because he's smart enough to know. You know what I mean? It's like
Great move in our league.
He's not a second rounder.
No.
And Redskins' defense isn't that bad. They get put in really bad spots. And so,
I mean, Gallman's going to be given every chance because they don't have anybody else. Elijah Penny, and they promoted somebody from the practice squad.
they have people equivalent to like the Yale Monroe, like third stringers. They don't have anybody really that good. But
No.
And Paul Perkins is gone.
I know, yeah, exactly.
who's Paul Perkins? I haven't heard that name in like 3 years.
He's gone. no longer
For
a
good
Giant.
reason. He should have been there.
People had high hopes for him to
I
begin.
I like Paul Perkins.
He played with Brandon Jacobs
I
and
didn't mind
Tiki
him.
Barber and all that, right? Not really, but still, he's feels like he's been around for a long time.
for a while.
Yeah. No more, though. No longer a Giant. Now they got... Maybe that's a Jai landing spot.
It could be.
I mean, I called Washington in our League of Record chat, but maybe it's the Giants.
He put out there he's ready to go.
Yeah. I'm sure a lot of teams are ready to take a
Is
look.
he ready to be good though?
Well, I mean,
That's the question.
I bet he'll be signed in the next couple of days.
Oh, I think
Think so?
he'll be. I think he will be signed, but don't hold any stock in that. People might
I
actually
mean,
overpay.
obviously it depends on where he goes, but Giants I could definitely see.
Yeah. That's another guy. Like when Lamar Miller was traded away from Miami, I was like, no big deal. And then Jai, no big deal. I mean, neither one of them were special, in my opinion. They caught lightning in a bottle for a handful of games.
Yeah, I mean,
Lamar Miller was okay.
Giants showed flashes. I mean,
Yeah, a couple 200-yard games.
Yeah.
So is Isaiah Crowell's done that too. So, I mean, he's a solid running back. I wouldn't get excited.
I think he'll be a good addition to wherever he goes. But I mean, I wouldn't expect a whole lot out of him.
No.
Fantasy wise.
This season, more than ever, is really... Last year, I was touting the return of the running back. This year, I see no point at all to sink a first-rounder into a running back anymore. At all. None.
Not even the top.
No.
I don't know.
No.
McCaffrey.
Who was our first-rounder this year? Was it Miles Sanders?
Are you
No,
talking about
Josh
in
Jacobs.
the real
Josh
draft?
Jacobs
or
is
Yeah,
first.
I'm talking
I
real
mean-
draft. Oh, no.
I mean,
Fantasy,
fantasy,
you got to take running backs in the first all day.
okay. Yeah,
I'm talking
real
real
draft. Yeah, I mean,
I think if you're in the back half, it's safe. It has to be a special talent too.
Right. But don't take that special talent before 20.
Well, no, I wouldn't do that either anymore. That's
No.
just short shelf life.
Well, I mean, Leonard Fournette is just not that great.
He's trying to prove his wrong right now.
I know. But
He's trying.
Ezekiel Elliott panned out. That's fine. But, I mean, you just think over the years, Trent Richardson, and you think of Sony Michel was pretty good, but I wouldn't have taken him in the first.
And he's losing snaps too.
Right. I mean, there's so many guys that you can get later, third round, fourth round, that end up being good. There's so many guys because of the pounding they take that fall to injury. You want your first round pick to fall to
Yeah.
injury? Like,
It's like I know it's a little bit of a tangent, but it's like when John Taylor comes out, I'm a big fan of his. I love watching him play, but he's had like 1,000 carries in college already. He's
Yeah.
gonna be worn the hell down by the time he comes out.
yeah, look at Darius Geis. He wasn't a first rounder. I'm straying
Right.
off that a little bit, but just so many guys like missing games or inconsistent.
Or just the sheer amount of touches they had to have.
Right.
Because
It
Wisconsin runs their dudes like crazy, Nebraska runs their dudes like crazy, and just wears
Yeah.
the guys out.
I like the strategy of taking a couple running backs in the mid rounds. Take one in the third, take one in the fifth. Mm-hmm. You know, let them see who's the best one. Kind of like Green Bay. They took Jamal Williams in the second, maybe.
where was Denver's drafted? Freeman and Lindsey.
Lindsey was undrafted.
Okay, well, yeah, that's one.
And
Where was
Freeman,
Was
I
he
think he was
second
a
or third?
second.
Okay.
I'm not 100% on that. Someone will call me out. You have a podcast, you'll know where
Yeah, you'll-
Royce
you'll- you'll-
Freeman was taken. Like, listen,
We care about people that matter, right?
I like Royce.
Yeah.
Royce going to be pretty good. Okay, I'm going to tell you who I want to fire up, and it's in the same game. Two running backs, same game. You guys can probably guess. No fear about firing them up.
My Seattle boys.
No, hell no. Joe Mixon, James Conner. They've not done that much this year so far, but they're both facing bottom 6 run defenses.
Oh yeah.
Like, I have no worries about either one of those guys.
yeah.
Both those guys are going to rush for 100 yards. This
Especially
week.
the fact that Connor's at home. He has to make a statement or something because he's been struggling really bad. I understand he's injured. He had a game back. Didn't do so hot, but he should be, you know, he should be back this time anyways. Same with Mixon.
He's against the Bengals. If he doesn't
Bengals are
do
garbage.
if he doesn't do anything against the Bengals, maybe they give Jalen.
I
Samuels
definitely
the
like
ball.
Connor more than this week. But I don't think
Me
I'm
too.
playing Mixon.
I'm playing Mixon. The same thing.
I would play them both, to be honest.
3
but
games.
kinda
Not
have
much
to.
has came of the 3 games Mixon's played. He's got to do something. I'm betting on him in that 4th game.
He's got to because
The
like
talent's too much. There's too much talent there.
if it's one more game, him struggling, that's really telling. And Steelers can't have that.
Yeah.
Fire up Betty
both of
Stell,
them.
boys, get him going.
Both of them. If both of them have bad games against the defenses they're going up against, you may want to sell as high as you can. It may be time.
It's almost like a do or die situation for them. I think I really do think it is, especially for Connor if he
Yeah.
continues to struggle.
Yep.
They really need him right now with the Rudolph situation.
Before I move on to another one, Neil, you got something for me? Or Hux?
Any hate on that anyway?
No, whatever. Another start, another sit.
Oh yeah.
Let's just let's go around the table as normal and talk about the guys we pinpointed this week.
Yeah, I'm gonna start with the wide receiver. I had Mecole Hardman right now. His last 2 games, he's had 5 and 6 targets, but he's had 2 touchdowns, and I think it's gonna be a shootout between him and the Lions. And I just had Harmon wrote down, but I really do think it's going to fire up Sammy Watkins too. Now Darius Slade missed a practice Friday, so he might not even play Sunday. It's going to be, bedlam for those guys. They're going easy points.
Yeah, I like them. I like that. I think that KC Detroit game is going to be a shootout. I think.
Yeah. I hope Galladay comes back to.
I hope it is because it makes it even
Relevance.
more fun, right?
Yeah. He let me down a little bit last game, so I have him in way too many leagues, so I really can't afford 4.
Too many shares at one spot.
I do that a lot. I get stuck on my guys, but it usually goes well. Like I make the playoffs pretty much every year in most leagues. So
When you don't blow it up.
it's been a long time. Since
Yeah,
I
when
did
you got, like, man, I'm bored today. Don't blow it up.
Oh God, man!
Isn't that fun though?
3 years ago, 4 years ago, I used to blow it up every season. I'd be like, "Well,
That was old Barker.
started out 1 and 2. I'm gonna have a fire sale.
Conveniently, you started to change once you had Patty Mahomes on your
I'm
team.
gonna have a fire sale." No, I started to change. I think I started to change when I was like, nothing good was ever happening except for me having fun.
But I have
blowing
draft
it up.
picks.
It's like, man, I've got 17 draft picks this season. My starting quarterback's Blake Bortles. I think I can compete.
Then where did it all go wrong, right?
Where did it all go wrong?
But I think with the Chiefs game, it's easy pickings on that one. I also hope Hardman's targets gets better, but he's been pretty productive on the 5 and 6 targets so far the last 2 games.
Yeah.
Yeah. A guy you were hating on a minute ago, Leonard Fournette. I'm firing him up this week against Denver.
I can't do it.
Why not?
Can't.
He's getting all the touches. He's had 17, 19, 21 touches.
He's got like the most share of all running backs too, I think, right?
I mean, he's getting he's
Yeah.
a 3-down back. He's getting all the passing game work.
We all hate him, but it's
And he's got a
true.
good matchup. I mean,
One of my old bosses, Adam Cox, sorry to interrupt, said never compare Cousins to Brett Favre again. I said he was like a very, very poor man's
He's a
Brett
gunslinger,
Favre.
but it's not a very good one.
A very poor man's Brett
what about
Favre.
a poor man's Tony Romo? That'd be better.
He has to get hurt worse.
Yeah.
Hurt more anyway.
I think that works. Yeah.
I guess we'll move on from Fournette since
No, I'm sitting here just
I'm firing him up. I don't care.
I can't.
DraftKings
I
season
can't.
long.
If he's on my team, I'm of course going to just jam him because I think he actually has the highest running back touches. I mean, as far as shares in general. So he's gonna be good. He's gonna get plenty of handles.
Yeah.
I just like to do it a lot. I understand, but it's kind of like a dunk.
Yeah. No Fournette.
Oh, you don't want to win. Never mind.
There's no league I'm owning Leonard Fournette.
I don't want to own him at all. I'm just saying about the fact that like if you have him, it's like fire him up, slot him in,
Nah.
driver's seat is up.
I would probably legitimately fire up Raquel Armstead before I do that, just in hopes that he finally gets a chance to overtake
Like, this is the week, boys.
This is the week Fournette gets 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, okay.
I think Minshew's going to get smothered, so I think it's going to be all Fournette.
We'll see.
It's going to be the Chubb show.
We'll see. I don't think Gardner Minshew has any interest in Fournette stealing his thunder. I think he's
He's
going
going to have a chance when dudes are in his face. He's going to like, save me, boy, save me.
I would imagine that Jacksonville dial up multiple run plays to Leonard Fournette, and Minshew will turn it into a play action. And everybody will just be standing around like, what are you doing? And he'll be like, yeah. On the podcast, you couldn't see what I just did, but it was a throw and a fist pump. So, yeah, no thanks. No Fournette. Give me someone else, Neil, and then I'll drop one in there.
I'm going to go Marlon Mack for the running back squad here. Due to seeing, like, pretty much the whole offense. He's going to get so many touches that game. He's averaging over 5 yards a carry. He's pretty much a shoe-in for, like, this a lock at this point. And that's all they're pretty much doing is just a solid run game. Especially if Hilton's health isn't the best either.
Yeah,
like
he's doubtful to play, so
Yeah.
yeah, it's going to be the Marlon Mack show.
Yeah. So he's a lock, in my opinion.
Yeah, I like that. Is Paris Campbell an intriguing stream
It
or an
is, like-
intriguing DraftKings play?
The center said he's going to be seeing more snaps and be more involved, but it's a wait and see on that one.
Perfect guy to throw
They
in
got
there
to
in
with
place
the
of T.Y.
draft pick. He invested in him. That doesn't get him going, especially if Hilton's not playing.
Yeah, and he's definitely not. I'm pretty sure they've already ruled him out.
Yeah, he's doubtful.
Darius Leonard's out as well, so
Yeah.
adjust accordingly. Bobby Okirky, is that how we pronounce that?
Okiriki.
Okiriki played pretty solid last week when he got the chance. Anthony, what's the other starting middle linebacker? Walker? Is it Walker? I think he had a better game, but Okiriki
Okiriki.
did pretty solid.
Yeah, but Max will be pretty. It's gonna be pretty good. I wish I had a share of him.
Yeah, I sold my only shares of Mac too. I sold high, and I probably shouldn't have. but-
He's still going like in recent times. He's still going like 5th, 6th round, even like after this early season production.
yeah, people are still a little bit afraid of him.
Yeah.
Back to Wayne Gallman for just a minute. I brought him up. Main reason I brought him up: Washington's run defense not that great. I think they'll.
They're not the worst, though, but they're not
the
good.
worst.
They're not good either.
So I think he's streamable. I wouldn't be excited, but Gallman. How much did you say Gallman was in DraftKings?
4,600.
I was gonna say 44 or something like that.
That's a solid buy to me.
Yeah, for a guy that's going to get the majority of the work, that's a good price.
I mean, if you're gonna go high on somebody like say Patty Mahomes, then you might have to go low, and that's a good pickup, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be popular this week on DraftKings. I mean, rightfully so, just because of the price.
Yeah, I like it. 2 guys I don't like, and I don't know the prices yet. I'm sure you'll give them to us at some point. But I don't like David Johnson or Nick Chubb this week necessarily. And now again, you got to play your studs if you don't have a deep roster. And I'm saying this as an owner of both of those guys in my league of record. Those are my 2 starting running backs, David Johnson and Nick Chubb. And I really wish I would have had the balls to put Miles Sanders in, because I don't know if either one of those guys are going to do what Miles Sanders did this week. David Johnson might be able to save his day with a touchdown or a few catches, but I don't like either one of their matchups. They both face really good run defenses.
Is Arizona gonna be like severely behind? You think?
Yeah, I do.
See, I don't mind David Johnson this week.
I was gonna say,
Kamara just tore Seattle up. They're
They're not too great. They're mid-range defense. But like even if it gets too bad, I still think David Johnson's still gonna get his receptions or something.
Seattle's been pretty good against the run. I think they're only averaging they're giving up 69 yards a game.
That's what I'm saying. They're like middle of the road, or like they're mid-range group.
But yeah, I agree with Chubb. If I'm able to sit him,
Yeah,
which you're probably not.
It's going to be hard
yeah.
to.
you're gonna need an option.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not playing him in DraftKings.
They're not using him right anyway, so it doesn't matter.
No,
No.
the main
Well, I
thing.
mean, he played damn near every snap last week.
They
so.
should have gave more snaps, to be honest. I mean, as far as like not actually just being in the game, as far as more touches,
He had 27 touches.
that's not enough.
I'm not sure.
Earl Campbell numbers, man. Earl Campbell's.
That's right.
Eddie George's. 300 carries a year.
He has a chance to do well just because of the rivalry. Like the Browns might be fired up to go play the Ravens, but
Yeah.
I think the Ravens.
I mean, it's almost a must-win for them because I mean, they lose, they're down to 1-3, and that's
Right.
rough.
They're going to get pounded out, I think. I'm actually really excited to see this Lamb Jack just roll over Ingram.
Lamb Jack. All right. Let's see. So I don't love playing them. Hucks, I'm sorry. All Bills are off the table for me this week. All of them. No Josh Allen.
No Frank Gore?
No Frank Gore.
Allen's honestly the only one I'd even consider just because of,
I have to. I have
because of
to.
the running ability.
Yeah.
But he's it. Honestly, I'm not considering. I don't like any Patriots this week either.
No.
No, I don't.
Yeah,
really
we'll get to that, but like,
Yeah.
I still to get away from this, I really think Bills are going to win that game.
I hope so.
I have that feeling.
Man, I don't know.
They shut down Brady hard last year.
I hope they do. I mean, I hate the Patriots, but the Patriots have the number one, and it's not even close.
Okay, but
Defense in the league right now. 3 games. I know. Don't go nuts.
not that. It's like you're coming from a fan.
Look
Look
who
who
they
they played.
A fan
exactly.
of who? Which team?
I'm a fan of all of them, but let's talk about the Patriots right now, okay?
Okay.
And look at what happened. Yeah, they played the Steelers, but who are the Steelers right now?
0-3.
Right. I'm loving the
Dolphins 0-3.
I'm loving the Minka Fitzpatrick trade right now.
Oh yeah, it's great. But that's why I love the Patriots to death. But like they really haven't been truly tested, and Bills are really
They
tough right now.
haven't, but they're allowing 199 yards a game. Granted,
Against a bunch of just trash.
I know it's Miami and it's the Jets, but it was the Jets with Darnold and
Who's,
Le'Veon Bell.
Darnold's still not even proven yet to me. So
Or was that last week? Did they beat them last week?
That was last week.
Yeah, my bad. No
Luke
Darnold.
Falk.
No Darnold, but still 199 yards a game. That's insane.
and when you're playing like Harvard or something like that, it doesn't impress me.
Yeah.
I said I want it to be real. I really do.
I don't.
Well, yeah, but like what?
No thanks.
When they go, up to, are they at Kansas City? No, they're at Foxborough, aren't they? When they play against Kansas City. Mm-hmm. I think it's gonna be all bad news. It's not gonna be like 100-some yards.
I hope we see a lot of shakeups in the league this week because, like you were saying before we started rolling, like the matchups are.
Lopsided.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. I mean, granted, every week the Dolphins matchup's going to be lopsided.
Yeah, to be fair, they're all professionals, so it could all be a
Yeah.
good game. But
Yeah.
Yeah, there's going to be some surprises.
let's be realistic.
But Bengals Steelers, I think we expect the Steelers to win, even though both of them are terrible. Cowboys and Saints, that's a good one. Jags and Broncos, that's a toss-up. Vikings Bears, we expect the Bears. Seahawks Cardinals, we expect the Seahawks. Bucks Rams, we expect the Rams. Dolphins against anyone, we expect anyone.
Alabama, like good.
Yeah, Patriots Bills, we expect the Patriots. Browns Ravens, we expect the
I
Ravens.
expect
It's
the
all
Bills.
expected. You might.
I'm
but-
scared. I put it that way.
Yeah. Redskins Giants, that's a toss-up. But there's a lot of expectations. Like, we think we already know who the best teams in the league are, but we're 3 weeks in.
Yeah, it's 3 weeks. It's early.
It's a bettor's paradise, that's for sure. Like these spreads are crazy this week.
Yeah, absolutely. I might have to get on our show sponsor, MyBookie, and
Yeah.
I have to spend some coin this
Yeah,
week.
risk 100 to win like $10 or something on these sure bets.
I'll take everything out of savings, and after after my wife notices, I'll be like, "Trust me, trust me." And then the Bills win, and I'm like, "No,
They're at home, man. They're gonna be fired up.
That's why you take the Bills +7.
I'm taking that all day long. That place is gonna be jammed.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that place is going to be rocking. I wish I was there.
Hope Josh Allen just drives a stake through their hearts."
I hope he puts up like 30-some points and they still lose. But
Neil, permit me to grab a drink and give me another guy you like or don't like this week.
well, I'm gonna go for the tight end here. This dude's been coming up the last couple of weeks. Is old Mr. Will Dissly.
Oh, I mean, great matchup.
Yeah. He's had 22 and 22 points and 18 points over the last 2 games and 12 targets and 3 touchdowns. And he's playing against the Cardinals. I mean, what else could he ask for besides maybe the Dolphins? Then Cards are actually kind of on par with the Dolphins, really, when it comes to defense.
Cardinals are worse, give up more points to the tight end than Miami.
Yeah, but Dissly's like, I think it's easily a high teens game as far as points goes. If I'm actually kind of excited for the Seahawks if they actually get a legitimate tight end from here on out.
Disley's legitimate.
Yeah,
I mean, he was legitimate before we went down last year.
Yeah, last year he started showing those signs of being great.
And you could get him for next to nothing.
Exactly. It's
nothing.
kind of crazy.
I mean, half the leagues I picked him up off waivers after I had to drop him at final cuts.
Yeah. And 11 receptions over the last 2 games. That's pretty damn solid.
And yeah, against Arizona, he's on my start list for sure. Because against Arizona, he's going to get targets.
It's like I've used this a lot lately, but like it is low hanging fruit because of who they're playing. But like anybody that's on Seattle, you're like Tyler Lockett should just rock and roll. But
yeah, Tyler Lockett's really trying to make me eat some crow right now.
I love it right now. He's teared it up. But
Yeah.
I still just can't get on board with him.
Why?
I don't know. I just don't believe. I don't believe in his dynasty prospects. I don't buy it. And he's making me look ridiculous. I just don't like it. I don't know. I'm not a buyer. Unless somebody's throwing them at me super cheap. I can't do it.
I'm not sure if you guys are going to be naming much more tight ends, but the tight end landscape is getting
Better.
well. O.J. Howard's being a bum.
I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that I knew it guy, but just the hype on him was
I never once was behind him, but everybody else
too
was.
much hype.
Yeah, but
He'll turn it around. I still have faith in O.J. Howard.
I think he's a good football player. I just don't think Tampa Bay is the place that's going to make him a top tight end. Like, Jameis he had a good game last week, I guess, but he's inconsistent. Mike Evans
Good
is
matchup
there.
this
Mike
week.
Evans can take over games to where O.J. Howard's not needed. And if it's not Mike Evans, we saw Chris Godwin before he got his number 1 role taken away from him by Mike Evans.
he's like, please, you're not number 1.
Yeah, it's kind of, I hate to say this, but it's kind of like Detroit. Like, I just don't love tight ends in Tampa.
I haven't trusted anybody in Detroit since Calvin left.
No.
That's the sad truth. Maybe
wish we could
Tate was
trust
fine.
Galladay. I wish we could trust. I think we can trust Galladay, but he's going to have. The hardest thing about fantasy football is watching the guys you love put up a crap week.
Oh yeah, it's like I believe
so
in this guy. Hey,
He'll bounce back this week. I
I
really
agree.
do think so.
It's- Think about me, like-
I'm not worried. I just don't want him to ever have a bad game
It's-
because he's a guy that I have in every single league because he fell too far in drafts.
Chris Carson. Yeah, I mean, the fumbles are killing me. I was like, stop fumbling.
Yeah. Penny's gonna be back this week.
I'm running both of them. I have to run them both. Like, just fire them both up.
Fire him up.
I have to.
Well,
You should do it. All right,
I'm gonna go
Hucks.
wide receiver here.
bring it on.
I really like Will Fuller this week. Love the matchup against Carolina. Carolina plays at an up tempo. He's due, man. He doesn't have a touchdown yet. He's at 7 targets each of the last 2 games. He's due for a breaking one out. I really like Fuller this week.
I would like for that to happen because I mean he's really talented, but it's just it has to. I mean, it has to go somewhere else besides Hopkins. It's not going to Johnson. Hyde's put up like a decent amount of yards, but he ain't done much either. It's like it has to go somewhere else eventually.
Honestly, on DraftKings this week, I love a Houston stack. Actually, I like it the whole game stack there because I like McCaffrey this week. But Watson, Hopkins, and Fuller, they're all going to be low owned. And I just think that's a good way to pivot off them popular guys.
McCaffrey's still like super high, which he probably should be. But like the whole how he was used last week, but he had a good amount of rushing yards. So.
Oh yeah, he's 8,800, which is 100 more than last week. But yeah, I mean, it's hard not to play McCaffrey. I know
You're never going to sit him. There's
I mean,
guys you don't
even in
sit.
DraftKings, it's hard not to play him.
Yeah.
You just kind of got to differentiate.
Yep.
Differentiate.
Elsewhere.
Yep.
Elsewhere. Yeah, no, you don't set him. Don't ever set him.
No,
It's like Patty Mahomes. He's not to the level of Patty Mahomes, but you don't set Patrick Mahomes.
No.
You don't try to get cute and play matchups. It's just not a good idea.
He's gonna get his.
No, because I mean the matchup he just had last week against Baltimore is arguably going to be one of the toughest of the year, and look what he did.
He was just fine. He's matchup proof.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, it doesn't mean he's going to throw 5 touchdowns every single game, but the guy's matchup proof. He's
playing at a dome this week.
I'm glad we brought him up. I want to talk about Troy Aikman's tweet.
Mad as hell.
Oh, he's
He's been getting mad lately, hasn't he?
He got salty. I mean, he already looks like, Jay-Z's bro. You seen the comparisons, the pics of like Aikman beside Jay-Z? Like they look You haven't
I
seen
haven't
those?
seen it. No.
It's good, but to be fair, like Aikman's always looked like he looks like he's in the same fan club as Trump as far as look like an orange man with all the makeup.
But he got salty because I don't remember who posted the original tweet, but it was something to do with like Patrick Mahomes doing what Troy Aikman has done statistics wise in 33% of the starts, and Troy Aikman retweeted it and said, "Get at me when he has 33% of my Super Bowls."
Yeah, get at you when you have the same offensive line,
Yeah.
all-star running back,
Yeah.
fast wide receivers.
Yeah, you go ahead and give Patrick Mahomes 20-year-olds Michael Irvin and Emmett Smith. And
Jesus.
that line.
That line.
Yeah, go ahead.
Jay
and do that.
Novacek and all that. Yeah, it's like,
Yeah, give him Jay Novacek.
not a 16-year-old Jason Witten.
Right. Go
Or-
ahead and do that and see what happens. It's not all about Super Bowls to me. I mean, when people are talking statistics, let them talk statistics.
Yeah.
He didn't say anything about Mahomes is coming for Troy Aikman's Super Bowl count. That's not what he's talking about. Troy, calm down, Cowboy Troy.
He'll pass Aikman stat-wise in like 5 years.
Oh, easy. Troy Aikman, you look at Troy Aikman's stats, they're not that impressive.
They're
not
really
at all.
not.
I mean, he just won Super Bowls. He just pulled a Trent Dilfer more times than Trent Dilfer could pull Trent Dilfer.
Trent Dilfer needs to be in the Hall of Fame.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I talked about him a second ago, but Case Keenum, I touch up on him again real quick. To me, he's startable. Did we talk about that pre-show or during the show?
It's pre-show.
Pre-show. I think he's a great buy in DFS this week. And I think if you need a bye week quarterback, if your quarterback was Garoppolo or something, and Case Keenum is your backup, something along those lines, or you've got Kirk Cousins this week, I think Cousins could be okay, but I'd fire up Case Keenum
Yeah.
before I'd fire up Kirk Cousins.
Keenum.
It might be like a hot take, but he's probably. I mean, the matchup wise and in the situation, he may be better than maybe he may be in the 10 to 15 range. Wouldn't you think? As a starting quarterback
No.
this week.
Oh, this week.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. So like,
Yeah, I mean, what Huck said before the show started is something I agree with. Like, the fear of starting Keenum is if he throws a couple picks, he could get yanked for Haskins or Colt McCoy real quick. But I mean, he's playing the Giants. They have the worst passing defense in the league. It's the worst.
it's primed.
32nd.
I mean, the guy's averaging 311 passing yards a game, and he has 7 touchdown passes in 3 games.
Right.
He had an insane first. Was it the first game? I was like at really high 300s.
He had
Yeah.
380, and then he had 221, and then he had 332. So, I mean,
Yep.
Yeah, and the biggest problem with Case Keenum right now is the fact that the crowd was chanting like "you suck" or something like
Yeah.
that, like "get Keenum out." I don't know what they were chanting, but I mean he's been serviceable. Last year, not the right offense for him. I'm not making a case for Keenum. See what I did there, but I do think this week he's a very savvy DFS play. I'm going to fire him up in DFS.
Yeah,
I just
40
said fire.
at 40
I'm going to fire him.
4,900. He's going to be low owned. Everybody's going on the other side of that game to Daniel Jones. So.
Your wife is watching. Would you like to say anything to your wife?
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Hux's wife, Alexis. You know something, Alexis. Happy birthday, brother. I enjoy sending those voice messages.
She enjoys them even more.
Yeah, it's good times. Good times. But yeah, seriously, happy birthday. Hux or Neil, give us something else. Someone else that you like or don't like for week 4.
Well, I'm going to set a quarterback in Tom Brady, my boy.
You really believe in the Bills this week.
Well, Bills have really shut him down.
Rightfully.
I can't shut down Brady this year.
I mean, like, as far as our league record, they held him to 11 points in Week 16 last year and 21 points in Week 8. That's not that great of numbers, and their defense is like arguably better. And I still see Brady doing that well this week.
I mean, Buffalo has a top-notch pass defense.
Yeah, it's a
They
stellar
do.
defense.
But we're talking about Tom Brady.
We are.
I love Brady, but they've shown they can shut him down
Yeah.
recently.
Yeah, it is Tom Brady, though. I worry a little bit about sitting him because you look at the matchups again. Let's go through it. Who are you starting over Brady? Are you going to start Keenum or Daniel Jones over Brady this week?
I would.
Both of them?
I'd start Daniel Jones over him.
Okay. Are you starting Matthew Stafford over him?
Yep.
Yes.
Are you starting Matt Ryan over him against
Yes.
Titans defense?
It's a home, too, so yes.
Yeah. I'll take Matty Ice in Atlanta.
Baker,
No.
Lamar,
Yes.
Kyle Allen.
That's probably not.
Kyle Allen's
Man, I
one
don't
of
know. I like that Houston Carolina game.
Yeah, I
I
do
do
but,
too.
But
I was getting to him too. Kyle Allen's my dude this week. I've specifically got him over Baker Mayfield, but so I like Kyle Allen. But Brady, I just can't do it. I can't.
In
sit
our
him.
league of record, the guy that has Brady has Dak, and he's starting Dak. so-
Dax? Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go out on a limb and say he's starting Dak. I would start Dak.
Yeah, I would start Dak. That has shootout potential.
Yeah.
So I agree that like the Bills and Patriots, that could be a defensive matchup. Like that could be a grinder. It could be like a 17-10 type.
I mean, it could be a higher scoring game, but I think
Could be.
I think they're going to try to pound the ball. I think James White.
I think it's gonna be
White's
James
gonna be
White
back
game.
this week. Burkhead, I know he's questionable.
He's it's on the fence
Yeah,
on that one.
they're going to try to run the ball down their throat.
They will try. Absolutely. But will they?
I don't know if they're going to try to come down their throat, but they're going to run it down their throat.
Well, Von Miller, he'll come right down your throat. I really hope that Bronco Becca on Twitter, good follow, at Bronco Becca, I think.
I believe so.
Yeah, I'm getting dirty right now, and I don't mean to, but there was a video clip. Was it NFL Network? Was it one of the reporters on NFL
so.
Network? She was talking about Von Miller or talking about something, and she said something along the lines of when Von Miller comes down your throat. And Bronco Becca said Von Miller could come down my throat at any time.
I saw that. Yeah.
Okay. The fantasy football ladies of Twitter, you gotta love them. Mm-hmm. It cracked me up. It's like the best tweet I saw all week. But I digress. Continue.
He's going up against Gardner. He's not going to touch him.
Gardner. I'm trying to trade Gardner today.
What, 3 firsts is a little much.
I never asked for 3 firsts.
Why can't I get rid of him? Right?
Okay. Here's. I don't know. I probably shouldn't even throw this out there because you guys won't agree with me.
Well, that's good, right?
It's not a lopsided trade or nothing like that. But so the Carp in our league of record.
Oh yeah.
He
I cannot do a trade with him. Go ahead.
baby Carp. The Carp was interested in Gardner, and I tried to swing a deal of Minshew and Foles for Minshew, Foles, and Malcolm Brown for Josh Rosen and Ronald Jones. Does Ronald Jones have that much value already?
Why didn't he accept?
Okay.
He did not. He rejected.
I want to help. I want to be on his side. Okay, on this one because
And that's fine. I
His
don't
running
think
back- no.
it was like a not an easy deal.
his
for
running
Chiefs.
back core is like bad.
He
I
got
guess.
Melvin Gordon back. He's got Melvin Gordon
It
back.
was like it's like him, Kalen Balaj and somebody else.
No, you're thinking of a different team.
Okay, never mind. Then you're right.
Yeah, no, he's
Boo.
got Melvin Gordon. To be fair, Ronald Jones is his number 2, I think.
I thought it was one, but I could be wrong. Well, now maybe.
Well, yeah. But, I mean, you can replace. I was offering it up for Rosen for him to keep Cousins, and maybe he could have taken Cousins and someone else and slung for a running back, too, that might be the same value of Ronald Jones. But either way, I'm not harping on it. Like, you reject it, that's fine. You like Jones more, I think that's completely fine. But, I was trying to deal Gardner today. I have Patrick Mahomes. Why have the man with the stash if you can't play him?
You should have tried to trade him last week.
I don't know. Well, I mean, I'm not actively just trying to push him real hard. Anybody I'm not starting is available, basically.
You have to get your $26 back off of him.
It was 18.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
I thought it was 26.
But if you're
I'll give you 19 right now.
if you're not starting him, deal him. I'm not selling him for football dollars. He's a legend now. Can't do it. I love the guy. Dude, try to break his own hand. Respect. So yeah, I got Kyle Allen. I think Kyle Allen. If you picked up Kyle Allen in your leagues,
Man, I dropped the ball on 2 of my leagues with him.
I got him in red zone.
I picked him up for $7 in a league.
I
so
spent
mad
like
at
20 some
myself.
bucks.
$7 in a league.
Yeah, he went for like $1 or $2 in the league of record.
Was that low?
Was that this week or week before?
Oh,
I don't know, but
No,
that was weeks
does
ago.
McGinnis own him?
I don't know, but I have Cam Newton, and I just completely dropped the ball.
Yeah,
not
it was
picking
weeks
him up.
ago on that one.
No, this
happens.
was maybe 2 weeks ago.
It happens. It looks good.
I know McGinnis had him.
He definitely looks good. So you're sitting Brady.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm sitting a quarterback this week, is Joe Flacco fair to say? I'm just kidding. Totally kidding. No, I
Easy-
said that I'd play
Yeah.
Kyle Allen over Baker. Not rolling Baker out yet.
No.
Not yet. Not Baker. Baker is in that territory where you don't start him until he actually does something.
Maybe 2 games worth of something.
I'll give him one if he does something in one. And I felt really crummy about trading him in another league. Like I traded Baker. I don't remember exactly what for, but I did it rolling with Lamar Jackson for the season. And I was like, man, did I make the right choice?
And
I did.
And I felt bad about having Lamb Jack
So
as my
far.
number 2 in Brill.
Yeah. And
I had Patty Mahomes and Lamb Jack.
Patty Mahomes and Lamb Jack, yeah. Thanks for rubbing that in. It's nice. I am 3-0. I don't know why
I am
so
too.
upset. Oh, okay. That's why I'm upset.
I'm not in that league, so I don't know.
You had your chance.
I don't know if I did.
Pretty sure you did.
I don't know.
I'm fairly confident. If not, you'll have your chance again. There's a couple duds in there. So, moving on. Redskins. Is there anybody startable besides Keenum on the Redskins this week? This was something I was looking at.
McLaurin plays, yes.
If.
Chris Thompson, yeah.
If.
I think Chris Thompson's playable.
Chris Thompson hasn't done anything. Has he? Has he done anything? Somebody else was making a case for him the other day.
No. Here, make me pull up stats here.
That was you that made the case for him. You just pulled a big trade where you acquired him, right?
I mean, and on DraftKings wise, he scored double-digit points every game. But, I mean, he had 7 catches week 1, 5 catches week 2, 4 catches week 3. He had 108 combined yards last week on 11 touches.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I think the safe bets are obviously Keenum. I think if you have McLaurin, go and throw him out there, but Thompson's iffy. But if you had to be really bad, if you're not really bad, but bad off at the running back position to fire him up anyways.
Yeah. I will tell you someone I like a lot more than Thompson that plays the same kind of role as him this week. He hasn't exactly done a ton yet, but I love James White this week.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I think it's gonna be all about him this week.
Love James White. Edelman, pretty sure he's going to be out, right? I think he's questionable, but I think they're going to play it safe for a week and leave him out. And James White is probably going to eat up targets this week against the
Back
Bills.
to the Redskins. Honestly, I think the game's going to be close enough. I think Adrian Peterson could be playable this week because I think it's going to be a close game.
I don't disagree with
I
that.
mean, I
at
don't
all.
expect anything major, but I think
Maybe Jai.
not this week.
Could be a Jai.
He's not even signed yet, boy. He's gonna pick up a playbook and go to town.
I mean, all he's going to do is run.
Yeah.
Not very well on three.
Maybe.
3 yards, 3 yards a carry or
I don't
something.
know. Does Daniel Jones make this team a
Greatest show on turf.
Can they shoot? Can they shoot out people? I mean, can they win games by outscoring folks?
They're gonna be
The Redskins, they can.
They don't have
Yeah.
the personnel. That's the thing. I don't see them having the personnel to do it.
Well, I don't know. I mean, Evan Ingram's pretty good. Sterling Shepard's
Yeah.
pretty good. Saquon will come
Hey,
back.
Darius Slayton looked good last week.
Darius
Oh yeah,
Slayton's pretty good.
I do give him that.
Wayne Gallman, we forget before Saquon was drafted, had his moments. He's not bad. He's not great. He's not bad. So maybe the Giants are. Maybe they become competitive.
This is definitely a
every week.
winnable game for them, so
Yeah.
we'll see.
I agree. Titans talk. Does Mariota finally get yanked this week?
I wish. I just wish the saga would be over.
I do too. I'm ready for some Tannehill. I've got him in a handful of leagues just because I'm ready to deal him as a starting running or
Yeah.
quarterback, somebody that needs a bye week.
The only
guy.
people who care about Mariota is obviously the people who own him, his family, and like Walker owners.
Well, the whole state of Hawaii.
Yeah.
Or Oregon. The
Yeah.
whole state of Oregon.
Yeah, but like he loves Walker, so people who own Walker love that. But outside of that, it's like it's cut ties.
I don't think this is the week, though.
No.
No.
I think it is. I think Falcons get up on them.
Yeah, Falcons being at
Pressure.
home, I think it's gonna be bad.
The pressure of winning gets to Mariota. He throws some picks. Tannehill gets inserted. That's what she said. So, Colts Raiders. Who's going to win that one?
Colts.
That's such a bad game. It's like
Maybe Colts
I don't
haven't
know.
looked that bad. Is there any
They're
prime?
2-1. They're doing good. They're doing as expected for me.
As
'cause,
expected, yeah.
it might end up actually being a decent game just because they're kind of like on equal playing field as far as talent goes. Maybe the Marlon Mack might run the show there, like we talked about earlier.
Is there anyone outside of Marlon Mack that you're looking at fantasy wise this week?
On what's on either side?
Either side.
Colts, no.
If you're playing a decent amount of lineups, I don't mind playing Brissett in DraftKings.
Yeah, no, I
Is
don't
he
hate
more than
that.
4,400?
Well, yeah, he's 5,400, but I mean,
That's still not bad.
he's 100 more than Daniel Jones, who everybody's going to pick.
Oh, yeah,
in
that's
price range,
understandable.
so that's why I said in a lot of lineups.
As soon as
If
this
you're
show's
just-
over, I'm getting in some DraftKings.
If you're playing one lineup or even three lineups, you're not playing Brissett. But if you're playing 20 plus, then yeah, plug them into one. Might as well.
Might as well. Let's see. Other games we haven't touched on a whole lot. Chargers, Dolphins. Do you fire up everyone in Los Angeles?
Well, yeah, of course you're going to throw in Eckler again because like it's going to be his last big. It's going to be his last big show. It'd be his last big time having a big workload anyway. So that, of course, that's one of the ones you got to fire up as far as one of your starts.
Is there any chance at all there's someone on Miami you would fire up?
I'm desperate and might have to fire up
Williams.
Preston, I like Preston Williams.
I like Preston Williams too. I'm kind of starting to be okay with him as a flex.
It's like Kenny Drake. I actually
other
considered
week.
too, but it's like they just need to move him.
Yeah, I think he will get moved.
Yeah.
I think Kenyon Drake will be moved before the trade deadline is over. As soon as Jay Ajayi signs, I guess.
Back with the Dolphins.
Besides Leonard Fournette, Jags, Broncos, anybody we like there? I think Philip Lindsay will be fine. I think he is reasserting himself as the guy that deserves to be the 60% guy over,
Yeah.
Royce Freeman. I mean, Lindsay it's a tough kid. I like him. Jaguars defense isn't what it used to be.
I don't trust anything on the Broncos side at all.
No, Joe Flacco is a joke.
I mean, Jalen Ramsey might not play, so I don't mind Sutton or maybe Sanders.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I guess you could do worse, but I do mind Flacco. I can't believe that either one of those guys in Sutton and Sanders have really done much with Joe Flacco at the helm.
Just think Locke could have been in by now. You think he'd have been? Do you think he would have been in by now?
I don't know if he's going to be any good when he does.
I don't think he will be, but I think he may have been in by now.
Who knows? I wasn't big on Locke
not yet.
before the season.
Oh, and I will go back to the other sit that it's really bothering me. Devontae Freeman, I'm tired of seeing any hype on this guy. I understand that he's a home this week.
He's breaking down.
Yeah. Averages like 3 yards a carry or something like that. He's not blowing up the reception world.
No, he's breaking down. He too many little injuries.
He's
too
coming
many.
off his best game of the year last week, 88
Which
yards.
was the
Yeah.
3 receptions.
Congratulations, Devontae Freeman, on your 88-yard game.
Over 5 yards a carry. I mean,
Congratulations on that. I don't
To
see.
bring him up to 3 yards a carry.
I said last week on the show he was going to have his best game of the season and possibly his best game all season, and I stick by that. I don't think he's going to have
and
many games.
Randall Cobb was going to, right? Was going to also, right?
No, I bombed on that one. Neil gets a couple right, and he wants to point
Yeah.
out my wrongs.
yeah.
I get a lot wrong. I get a lot wrong. So
Before the show, he was. I said Terry McLaurin, Miko Harmon. Everybody laughed. Like we're all going to laugh at each other from time to time. I laughed at Arms hardcore on Curtis Samuel last season. Like hardcore. Like, dude, quit being an Ohio State homer.
I need a beverage.
Just quit. Stop it. We're almost done anyway, Sucks. We're going to need you to We're going to need you to add some DraftKings, a little extra DraftKings flavor to it if you got some. Neil, what else you got on your list? We're going to wrap it up.
I'm going to this is my own, anecdotal stuff. It's like Hawkinson. I'm of course setting him. I mean, I have to start him, but I don't have anybody else. But the fact is, like, he stuck the tip in on week 1, made you feel all good.
Stuck the tip
Like
in.
at 20-some points, and after that, it was over. It's just.
It's a good matchup this week, though.
It doesn't matter. It's like the Lions just keep screwing me over and over and over again.
Oh my God, you Josh Merrill, a guy in one of our leagues,
Red.
you can get at him later. He said, "My God, you have two guys on the show that know nothing about fantasy football."
That's true. I don't know why you have us.
I think he's talking about me and Neil.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or maybe me and you.
I still love Josh
Maybe.
Merrill. Still love him.
I don't
Even
know.
though he did just ride somebody's coattails in UFC, right? Didn't add anybody, didn't pick up anybody, trade anybody.
I forgot he was in UFC.
Yeah.
yeah.
I forget about that league sometimes. Anyways, who else? Did you have anything else, Neil?
Well, we talked about the Bills being needed part of like Bills. John Brown, he's not worth starting this week. Set him down.
No. Before I let Hux take over on some DraftKings content, want to point out that Arms was crying a couple days ago because the Seahawks released Greg Jennings.
Oh, Gary Jennings.
Gary Jennings.
Gary Jennings. Arms has soaked those tears up. They didn't even actually wave Gary Jennings.
Like, we were just kidding, okay? He's still here.
It was what the president called fake news. Fake news. Wrong. 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 Go ahead. DraftKings stuff.
I've mentioned some plays I like this week already, but like Houston. I love the Houston-Carolina game on both sides. Watson's going to be really low owned this week. So is Hopkins. Everybody's going to be going.
Yeah, obviously I'm a homer, but like Watson's always doing well.
Oh, yeah.
It's
I mean,
never his fault.
The guy's going to be under 4% owned this week in DraftKings.
That's crazy to me.
I mean, everybody's
I
going
feel
Russell
like
Wilson,
we're-
Daniel Jones, Mahomes.
How much is Watson right now?
I mean, he's the fourth highest priced quarterback, 6,400.
Right.
I feel like people are forgetting about him a little bit.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, for real.
Like there's so much like the Lamar Jackson hype, the Daniel Jones hype, the Gardner Minshew hype. People are forgetting about Deshaun Watson.
he
a little bit.
don't splash. He doesn't. He does his thing.
It's consistent.
Yeah, I mean, they're at home. The over-under is 47.5. And like I said earlier, Carolina plays at up tempo. I mean, I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think it's going to go in the over. And I love Fuller, Hopkins. I really do like Hopkins as a pivot off of Keenan Allen. Everybody's going to play the Chargers against the Dolphins. They're all going to be high-owned. Even though Rivers isn't really showing much ownership, but Eckler
He's almost like
Allen.
the lock of the week as far as for quarterbacks.
I mean,
Maybe they could get up quick and then
They
abandon.
could.
I mean, you could see the
you
the
could.
second string in the game, the second half of the he's
honestly, I mean,
risky.
in tournaments, I'm probably not playing Keenan Allen. He's showing at like 30% ownership.
He's had
And-
some insane games.
Oh,
recently.
he has. I mean, he's
It has
going
to
get
slow
peppered.
down.
I mean, it could be the Eckler show. I mean, I don't know. Mike Williams is out this week, so
Right.
I think is Benjamin out also.
Is there a tight end also out?
Did they
Virgil Green's out. Hunter
Yeah.
Henry's out.
Mike Williams is out.
I'm pretty sure he's out. Yeah,
Thought I saw that he
I
practiced.
know Virgil was
limited.
hurt. I wasn't sure.
yeah. Mike Williams out.
He's not providing much returns on his investment right now.
Yeah, and Benjamin's doubtful. I don't even know who else they're going to play in the third two. So you might
do.
You might just put Keenan Allen in
Dontrell Inman.
there. Yeah, there you go.
Dontrell
I've seen that
Inman.
name way too much on Twitter today. Like Dontrell Inman's time to shine.
And he's had some blow up games over the years.
He really has.
Maybe this is the week.
Could be.
And then they trade him.
cut him. He'll have 3 touchdowns and they'll cut him.
Yeah, it's gun cut bait.
They'll
I
trade him for Taylor Gabriel.
obviously the Detroit Kansas City game, the highest over under 55. I like Stafford.
Yeah, I, had
I like Galladay.
I have Stafford on one of my starts because I just think he's going to have to be throwing the ball.
Yeah. I mean, I like Amendola, Marvin Jones. I mean, I think they're all playable this week on DraftKings.
Even carry on. I don't see that one.
I don't.
I'm
He's
thinking
probably,
him,
he's
too.
probably on the lower of the list there. But all the passing options are playable this week.
I hope
And-
him. I hope him right now with Devontae Freeman. I'm tired of seeing him. I'm tired of people talk about him.
Trash
I'm
bags.
just over it.
Trash
I mean,
bags.
he did have his the most touches so far after they cut C.J. Anderson. So
You think he's the next Barry Sanders the way people talk about him?
I mean, he's talented. He's he's pretty.
I'm talented, just not very talented.
Well, you're talented at other things, but
I doubt him. I doubt him
Good.
hardcore earlier this week.
To get a pack of graham crackers out of him.
Basically, I didn't deal him for that much. I got a. I'll tell you what the deal was. Since let's see, I traded don't laugh, people. This is in my play league. This is what I call my
Oh,
play
yeah.
league.
That's what I'd say too.
I traded Carry On and Jarvis Landry because Landry to me is just, he's more of a name right now than anything. Carry On Johnson, I don't think he's the second coming of anyone. I think he's solid, but I just think he's always going to be just solid. So I dealt Carry On and Landry. I got Daryl Henderson,
Already better.
Deontay Johnson, a first and a third.
I like it.
I don't mind it. I
That's
mean,
not
I
bad.
just,
The first has more upside than any of those guys.
yeah. I mean, Carry On wasn't really helping me do anything in this league.
Get angry, maybe.
Like, I have a winning record, and I also just picked up Matt Beretta on the cheap in a different deal. So I was like, yeah, I'll do Carry On to get a first. That's fine.
Yeah,
Like-
is he gonna be the guy next time up, or is it gonna be Mostert again? Huh?
I mean, I think Beretta's always going to get his, no matter no matter who scores the most points. Beretta's going to get 10 or 15 touches.
Jeff Wilson scoring 2 touchdowns every week.
He looked good
it's,
too.
It's unpredictable, but Beretta is constantly, he's a 10-point guy. And that's what I needed because Carry On Johnson right now, a 10-point guy.
Tevin Coleman will be back next week, I think.
Yeah, Beretta will still be a 10-point guy. So will Tevin. So will
Yeah.
Jeff Wilson. So will, Garrison Hurst. Whoever.
Oh, Ricky Waters.
Ricky Waters, 10-point guys. Everyone that touches it. Kyle Juszczyk, 10-point guy. Everybody that touches the ball on a handoff. Debo Samuel, as a running back, 10-point guy.
What about Samuel Debo?
10-point guy.
Until you actually start them. If I had them on my team, to be like 1 target, 1 yard.
Yeah. 10-point guy.
Somehow they still have 10 points, right?
10-point guy.
Looking through here, there's some projected ownership percentages as of right now on Fanshare Sports. Lamar Jackson is projected at only 2.5% ownership this week.
Browns defense is not that great. I mean,
Yeah, that's
I mean,
a little
that's what I'm
crazy.
saying. Yeah, I mean the over/under is 45, which is lower compared to a lot of the top games.
Man.
But I mean, guys ahead of him, ownership-wise, projected right now: Case Keenum, Rivers, Stafford, Daniel Jones, Goff, Mahomes, Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson's projected to be the highest owner this week.
is Wilson higher than him? I assume he is, right? As far as cash.
Oh no, Lamar's number 2.
Okay.
That's probably why he's lower owned.
Yeah,
if
that's
you're
probably
gonna pay
why.
up,
I was getting
if you're
ready
gonna
to
pay
say.
up, you're gonna pay up for Mahomes if you're going all the way that high.
Right.
Which is, I mean, understandable. But I mean, this might be the lowest owned he's going to be all year. So if you want to play him, play him.
People have faith in that Browns defense, even just because they beat up on the New York Jets and stuff. It's like, ooh.
All right, you crazy bastards. I promised the shorter episodes. Somebody's going to have to give us a shorter episode. How much more? You got?
I mean, I talked a lot about my guys through the sit and starts we did. So
Pulled an arms on us tonight. Pulled an arms.
It came out of a shell tonight, right?
He did. All right. I'm done. I'm ready to get onto a back row talk show so we can let this beer kick in and do some cursing. I'm ready to do some cursing.
Yeah.
I got things to curse about tonight.
Our preteen angst.
Yeah. I'm ready to everything just smells like Teen Spirit tonight.
I'm so burnt out on that damn song.
Oh God. I can't even listen to it. Which is sad because it was a good song the first 7,500 times you heard
Right.
it. After that, it's over. All right. Bark's out. It's that simple. Bark's out.
all right,
Later.
see ya.
Everybody's out.
Yeah, we're all out.
That simple. No sponsor tonight. No nothing. Get the hell off of us. we're done.
Bye, Robert.
This concludes another episode of the Back Row Fantasy Show. Thanks for listening, and be sure to give us a review.